Intention. That's the reason you can't manifest. Now, hear me out. I'm not here to tell you that you need to set an intention, because you probably already know that. Instead, I'm here to tell you that the way you set intentions is probably wrong, and that is blocking your ability to manifest. Okay, so intention is definitely not a want, a desire, or even a wish. If you're into manifesting, law of attraction, or just magic in general, then you've probably heard of this idea of new moon intentions. And I'm really ashamed to admit that I thought for so long new moon intentions were new moon wishes. Every time a new moon came around, I'd do a little ritual and I'd wish for something that I really, really wanted, but I thought was difficult to obtain. Actually, impossible to obtain in my current circumstances. I don't really know what was going through my mind, but I must have been hoping that some all-powerful being was going to swoop in and wave its magic wand, and then whatever I was asking for would just drop into my lap. And of course, I was always disappointed, because intention is not about wishing and hoping. And it's also a lot more than just wanting and desiring. So for example, I really want a Ferrari, but I have no intention of getting one. I can want and desire and visualize and fantasize about and appreciate Ferraris all that I want, but they're just not going to manifest. But if I were to intend to have a Ferrari, then I would be making a firm decision. I'd be deciding that I am going to have a Ferrari, and therefore I will take whatever action is necessary in order to obtain one. Without intention, want and desire alone don't compel you to act. And it's that compulsion to act that really is the secret to intention. So intention doesn't have to be hard work at all, but it does require the willingness to take action. I want to give an example that I've pinched from Damon Brand and the Gallery of Magic, because I just think it's a really good example to get your head around what intention actually is. So suppose you want to open a door. With just a want, I can sit in this chair thinking about wanting to open my front door, but there's no real drive or motivation to get up. In fact, in my head, I might be saying something like, I want to, but. So I want to go and open the door, but I'm sat here filming a video. Or I want to go and open the door, but it's cold outside and I'm not really that fussed about knowing what's outside. And actually, there's a little bit of a clue in that sentence. I want to, but. So generally speaking, you can tell that it's not an intention if there's a but in your sentence, because intentions don't come with buts. So if you find yourself really wanting or desiring something and you're not sure whether you've managed to turn it into an intention, just check if there's a but in the sentence. Is there something that you're telling yourself that's holding you back from actually taking action? Now, if I intend to open the door, then I will walk over to it, grab the handle, turn it, and open the door. There won't be any buts. I will just get on with it and take action. But there's a little bit more to it than that. So suppose the door is locked. Now, having a want to open the door might compel me to get up and check and try and open the door. But if I find out that it's locked, then I'm likely to just give up, and I probably won't try anything else because it's not that important to me to open the door. But if I intend to open the door, then I am going to do whatever it takes to get that door open. So first that might look like looking for a key, and then if I can't find a key, then maybe I'm going to start thinking about breaking it down. You get the point. I'm going to continue taking action until I get the thing that I intended, which was opening the door. So intention comes with more of this sense of importance. A decision has been made to carry out some action or to obtain something. So in a sense, it's like you're making a plan of action. Now, it might be a theoretical plan of action because you might not know what actions you need to take, but in essence, you have a plan and an idea and something that has been decided upon that is going to get you to your goal. So when it comes to setting intentions for manifestation, then there are 3 things that you need. Your intention must be doable, plannable, and you must commit to it. So by doable, I mean something that is currently realistically possible for you to achieve. Now, don't get me wrong, I believe that anything is possible to achieve with the right attitude and mindset. But I'm talking about manifesting here in a realistic amount of time. So for me, for example, if I wanted to set an intention to, say, have a successful YouTube channel, and I'm probably really going to regret using this example, but here we go. That is something that is actually doable for me in my current circumstances. Now, I'm certainly not saying that it's guaranteed, and just for avoidance of doubt, I haven't set the intention for such a thing to occur yet, but it is something that is currently possible for me because I have a channel and I'm here making videos. Now, something that's not currently possible to do for me that I would actually like to do in the future, but I can't currently set an intention for it because it's not doable, is owning a restaurant or like a bar kind of thing. More like an Italian cafe bar, because they're really cute and cool, and I miss that. Now, there are two really big obstacles in the way for me here. So firstly, I would need some culinary skills, or at least, learn how to be a barista. And then I would also have to take the time to save up some money for a building. And yes, I am 100% capable of doing both of these things. And I wouldn't for 1 second doubt my ability to do them. But under my current circumstances, it's not currently realistically possible for me to take either of these actions because I simply don't have the time and energy to invest into these areas. I've got other interests and other areas that I want to focus on at the moment. So I can't dedicate any time and attention to learning culinary skills or saving up money specifically to buy a restaurant. So that's not something that I would set an intention for at this moment in time. Maybe in the future, yes, but at this moment in time, no, it's not currently realistically possible, and so it's not doable for me now. When I talk about plannable, I mean that in theory, there must be a way for you to plan a route from where you currently are towards your goal. Even if you don't know all of the details don't really matter, but theoretically, there has to be a path. So I'll give you an example of that. A few years ago, I got a job in Italy, and whilst I was still living in England at the time, I had to somehow try and manifest a home so that I could move over there. In theory, manifesting a home was something that I could plan. I mean, you just go to an estate agent and then maybe view some houses and then check out some contracts, and that was my theoretical plan. I really want to stress here that I didn't have a full and complete plan because I'd never rented a property abroad before, so I had no idea what I was doing there. And that's not to mention all of the red tape around things in Italy. I just basically had a vague outline, and I knew that it was possible to get from where I was in England to a position where I actually had a home in Italy. And actually, I could never have planned the actual events that unfolded because they looked absolutely nothing like my plan. So don't worry about the details of a plan and following it to the letter, because actually, if you account for every single thing that might happen and you have a really detailed plan and you strictly follow it, then you're just sort of working in the mundane world. You're doing things through sheer hard work, and that's okay. That's a valid way to manifest. And sometimes actually I quite like doing things through the physical world just to test my skills and abilities. But if you plan everything out and then follow it to the letter, you don't really leave any room for the magic to happen. There's no chance of synchronicity, or maybe you'll miss out on some opportunities. So we're just focusing on a theoretical plan to move you from where you are now to where you need to be. Don't worry about the details. And then the final thing is you need commitment. So you need to be able to commit your energy and attention towards the thing that you're trying to manifest. But you also need to be committed to overcoming any obstacles that might get in your way. So for example, with my home in Italy, I obviously thought the easier thing to do would be to sit in England and browse the internet for places to live. But I didn't have any success at all just looking online at Italian properties. So that was when I thought, well, okay, surely this must be a lot easier if I'm actually in Italy and I can deal with an estate agent. And that was my active commitment. The flying to Italy and getting myself in that country showed commitment to the goal. And I'm not really talking about taking extreme measures. I think I've just given you a bit of an extreme example. Not many people have the ability to just fly to a different country to manifest what they want. But that was something that was within my capability at the time. So it's about doing what you can at the time with your current resources. That is commitment. And actually, the fact that you can't commit is one of the main reasons, in my view, that people just can't manifest a lottery win. Actually, there are several reasons that people can't manifest a lottery win. And this is no shame if you've tried, because been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. But I mean, for a start, you can't really intend to win the lottery because there's no action that you can take that would ensure success. It's definitely not plannable because after you've bought the ticket, how can you plan for your numbers to be picked? There's a really, really big gap between you buying the ticket and then the end goal, which is winning the lottery. And in that gap, there's no kind of chain of actions that you can take that would link those 2 points. And then you can't commit to taking action to overcome any obstacles. So what generally tends to happen with people trying to manifest lottery wins is, in terms of the action that they take, they buy the ticket and then that's it, nothing. It's the rest of it is relying on hoping and wishing. But if we're committing to overcoming obstacles and something comes up and gets in the way that might mean that you don't win the lottery, how do you overcome that obstacle? After you've bought the ticket, how do you ensure that you will win? Unless, of course, like you work at the place that draws the lottery and maybe you nobble the machines. I mean, that's a valid way. But you see what I mean? After you've bought the ticket, you're completely powerless and literally at the mercy of the gods. And that is not what manifestation is about. So chill out on trying to manifest a lottery win, because the design of the lottery means that it is actually impossible to intend to win the lottery. So that's how you can manifest a single desire. But what if you want to completely transform your life?